Television highlights of the news of yesteryear. First, pictures of the Forbidden City. Tibet, Asia's land of mystery, photographed for the first time in 1923. This is the Rorik expedition, which set out from America to climb the King Alexander III mountains, which ring a territory whose customs and people had never been recorded pictorially. Beyond these mountains lies Lhasa, built in the 17th century, reached in 1904 by a British military expedition. Dominated by China, which lies to the north, Tibet proclaimed independence in 1913, and here near the city of Kumbum is enacted a ceremony thousands of years old, unfolding of the tapestry of Buddha. Extremely religious, Tibetans embrace Lamaism, an outgrowth of Buddhism and shamanism. 1 out of every 6 natives is a priest, and rites reminiscent of both early China and American Indian traditions are frequent. Ruling Tibet is the Dalai Lama, the living Buddha. All power, civilian and spiritual, is vested in him. Lamb, who made these historic pictures, turns his camera on the salt lake of Chakar in North Tibet. Here is the Patola, Palace of the Lama, built in the early 1600s, but a modern edifice, later used as a model for the motion picture Lost Horizon. Into the forbidden city of Lhasa comes the expedition, and then a closer view of the Patola, which is to be visited in hope of photographing the Dalai Lama. No motion picture camera had ever before been here. These are first films of ancient prayer wheels spun by natives in their worship. Outside the Patola is a perpetual prayer wheel spun by water power. The Rorik expedition catches Lamaists in striking holy dances. Superstitious, the Tibetans seek to ward off evil. This is a young Buddha. This Cyclops is to scare trouble. Among unusual masks is this war monster. Lamaists wear these in dances honoring their leader, who will be present to receive homage at the stairs leading to the Patola. And then a signal, and down the steps comes a messenger from the Dalai Lama. A huge parasol shields him from the sun and from the camera as he comes to witness the ceremony. Women are not permitted to participate. From a balcony, they see their men in ancient rites. Professor Nicholas Rorik, who led the expedition, never gave up hope of photographing the High Lama at close range. And after the ceremonies you are watching now, permission was obtained to bring the camera inside the walls of the Patola. Supreme Lord of the land of Tibet, master of the mystic country which still scorns Western civilization. This is the Dalai Lama. Gold rush at Gilbert, Nevada. Here is a city that sprung up in the middle 1920s when news of a gold strike drew thousands in a mad scramble to stake claims. Initial strike was reported by the 3 Gilbert brothers, for whom the town was named, and early estimates indicated that over $20 million in gold was in the Nevada hills. Not since the days of '49, when California called the gold-seeking citizenry of the country, was there a rush like this one. Promise of rich rewards kept men panning, digging, exploring, always with the hope of duplicating the strike made early on the morning of January 2nd by the Gilbert brothers. Every inch of territory adjacent to the Gilbert mine was explored, but results were negligible. Only Herman Gilbert, who helped locate the Last Hope mine, was happy. The Gilberts found small nuggets this way, by panning. Their discovery resulted in the construction of this crude mining shaft and hut.
The last hope mine paid off, but it was one of the few that did. July 1938, Douglas Corrigan flew the wrong way to Europe. But a year later, he does things the right way. It's Corrigan meeting his in-laws just before greeting his bride-to-be. It seems like all San Antonio, Texas came over to see Doug and the new Mrs. Corrigan, who are en route to the airport to a honeymoon in Doug's plane. Well, he's heading the right direction this time.
You are watching a girl who really had a kick coming and made New York worship at her feet. She's Evelyn Law, who broke in September 1921 in a show called Two Little Girls in Blue and kicked the roof off everything but the George M. Cohan Theater. While Evelyn Law danced, President Harding was about to sign a joint resolution of Congress declaring peace with Germany and Austria 3 years after World War I. You've heard about Evelyn, though, and the long limb of the law.
Funeral of Belgium's Albert I, who defied the Huns in World War I. It's February 17, 1934. And the beloved leader who held off Germany long enough for France and Britain to mobilize defenses is borne to a last resting place. Albert, after Belgium's fall, moved his government to France, where he continued to fight. At the funeral, Albert's oldest son, heir apparent Leopold, with brother Charles and Italy's Prince Umberto, prepare to pay their respects. World-renowned dignitaries include the Grand Duchess of Luxembourg, President Lebrun of France, and Bulgaria's King Boris, as well as the Prince of Wales. Inheriting an unhappy land from Leopold II, Albert was crowned in December 1909, and then by personal effort and public-minded endeavor brought Belgium new hope and happiness. The United States joins in its recognition of the gallant leader. Later, Leopold, son of Albert, rides to Parliament House to take office as the new king. His queen, the former Princess Astrid, and little Princess Josephine come to witness the coronation of Leopold III. Following age-old tradition, the king is dead. Long live the king.
It's 1930, and sculptor Gutzen Borglum is about to inspect first of the three figures on the Mount Rushmore Memorial in the heart of South Dakota's Black Hills. There it is, the 60-foot head of George Washington. 3 other units are to follow, with Jefferson, Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt to be honored in this huge Congress-approved project. On July 4th, this American flag will be removed in unveiling ceremony. $2,500 are present at Mount Rushmore at that time, and they wait for first official view of the memorial. And there it is, honor to America's first president, who is to be joined November 20th, 1941 by Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt.
It's a 1920 bathing suit fashion show. This must be where the term fancy pants originated. What the well-dressed waiting champion will wear. Nothing like satin and brocade for a a dip. Sweet, simple, and corny. Well, look who's here, Neptune's granddaughter. She's cute if you go for the Clara Bow type. I guess this is down to the sea in hips.
Racing at Monaco, It's April 1936, and 18 of the fastest auto drivers in Europe race through rain-drenched Monte Carlo streets in a dash for the world-famous Grand Prix. Turning tires toss fountains of water into the air as the race is on. 200 miles of danger in this classic. Here's the first accident. Louis Siron, France's champion, crashes in making a turn. Watch closely. There's a pilot coming. Hey, that fella got through very nicely. Let's get back on the road. Drivers fight skids and continue in their classic contest around picturesque Monte Carlo. Only 9 of the cars that started the race are still with it, but they're staying. Closely bunched near the finish, a last mile speed up by Rudolph Caracciola, driving a Mercedes, wins in 3 hours, 49 minutes, 2 4/10 seconds.